I hate writing. Writing is a cumbersome, stupid, boring, extremely
Yeah.
tedious. Shahrukh sir said, "अरे भाई अच्छा किया तूने क्या चाहता है तू ढिंडोरा पिटवा दे पूरी film city को बता दे." I wrote the first stuff in 12 days. So I wrote एक चुटकी सिंदूर as a sample scene. I was thinking this is some girl's audition, but I did not know that it was my audition also. I've seen Stardom as a writer, which very few writers will be able to see. In first half, there can't be romance. She doesn't love him. I just applied basic screenwriting maths. I cannot bring in my ego, my hubris, and my belief system in the way of constructing good scenes. Shahrukh ne ek baar mera insult kiya, 4 baar insult kiya. It's the same thing. Listen, everybody was telling you reincarnation formula ही मर चुका है कौन देखेगा उसको. You got to pay me, you got to sign me, you got to have a contract. That's the magic of movie industry, right? You do something good and it lives forever. And that's also the bad thing about movie industries. If you do something bad, then that also will live forever.
Hi, guys. I think our podcast has gotten a promotion because for the very first time, we have a guest speaker, a guest bestie. I'm calling it a guestie. And because we're breaking down the film Om Shanti Om, and this is our 25th episode, so we had to do something iconic and milestone, just like the film. So we have one of the writers of the film with us. And he has worked in the Indian film industry for more than 26 years. He's written songs that we've either cried to or danced to or like just felt romance about. And but I have to tell you, his most important contribution in my life is that he was my first ever screenwriting coach. So we have Mayur Puri in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello everyone, glad to be here. Hi Akshay, hi Ananya.
Hi, so nice to have you here. Thank you for doing this.
No big deal.
I'm gonna jump straight into it. Okay?
Yeah.
So the last time we spoke about Om Shanti Om was almost 10 years back in the class when I was a student. And तभी already 10 साल हो चुके थे picture आए हुए. So effectively now we're almost 19, 20 years later, still talking about this iconic film.
You'll three ways to make me feel old, won't you?
Come on. Like, have you seen how much hair I've lost since the last time I met you? So
How many
please.
plays I've got since then.
But how does it feel that you have your name attached to this iconic film? Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, it is overwhelming at times. I don't look. I don't deal with this on a daily basis. Okay, I don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm." That doesn't work like that. I wake up and I'm always putting out fires currently in my life. Oh shit, I have to submit this draft. Oh shit, I have to mail this presentation and I have to work on this project and that project. So I'm constantly preoccupied with what I'm doing currently. I live in the present. So I'm always busy doing that. Om Shanti Om, technically it's something that happened in my life a long time ago. I mean, from your time scale, 10, 20 years is a big time, but I'm 50 years old now. So for me, oh yeah, still it is like almost half of my life. But it doesn't seem to me that it's such an old thing, it seems to me like, yeah, it just happened. And how everybody shows love and appreciation to it, it's just overwhelming. And that's the magic of movie industry, right? You do something good and it lives forever. And that's also the bad thing about movie industries. If you do something bad, then that also will live forever.
Forever.
So it just makes you conscious that whatever you do, you have to put your 100% into it, and you have to make sure that there is value to it. You wake up in the morning and try and add value to the universe, because if you do that, then universe does give you back, and I'm a living example of that.
That's amazing. Like, you're essentially saying is that you have to be conscious of the work you're putting in, right?
Yeah, because see, when we are writing or when we are directing, like I'm a director also, and when you go on the set as a director, there'll be 200 people on the set, and if you say everybody move this side, they'll move this side. If you say everybody move this side, they'll move that side. It is so much like a military operation, a director is like a general. And same thing for the writer. Writer is the guy who comes up with ideas and then everybody will follow up on that. It is a huge responsibility, but you cannot live with the burden of that every single moment of your life. You got to enjoy, you got to have fun, but also at the same time, look, a spot boy or a lightman working on Sholay will come with the same feeling as a spot boy or Lightman working on Grand Masti. But if he's worked on Sholay, he'll probably be able to tell his grandchildren someday that, look, I worked on this film called Sholay. If he's worked on Grand Masti, he'll probably keep that out of the conversation and not talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying both are valid choices, and I'm not
Yeah.
judging
Yeah.
here, but I'm just trying to say that it's your choice, what kind of
Yeah.
content you want to make, what kind of things you want to give to the universe. It's on you.
That's
For sure.
lovely, for sure.
Mm.
You spoke about it. It was at such a long time ago in your life, this movie. I want to talk about how did it come to you? Like, where were you in your life? What made this project come to you?
It's very funny, yaar, Akshay. I reboot my life every 5 years. 5-6 years happens, and then I'm like, अभी बहुत हो गया है. Comfort zone में नहीं घुसना. Just do something new and challenge yourself and get scared in the morning. Wake up and say, oh shit, I don't have these crutches and I don't have these things to fall back on. There's no net, and I'm like a trapeze artist without the net. And I like to do that. I like to do that because it keeps me alive. It keeps me young. It keeps me on my toes. So what happened is I came to Mumbai in 99. Before that, 6 years I had worked in Ahmedabad. I was a director there. I was doing television. I was doing theater. I was acting. I was directing. I was writing. All of that. It's a past life kind of a thing, which all the work that I did in Ahmedabad. When I came to Bombay, my CV at that time was 6 pages because I'd done so many projects already. But when I came to Bombay, I started from zero. And then I was lucky enough to find Sanjay Gadvi sir, and he gave me a job. And then with him, I went to Yash Raj, and then we did Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi Hai, we did Dhoom. And after Dhoom, I felt that because I've been working in Yash Raj for 5 years, and it was a very comforting, it was a cushion job. It was such a great, one of the biggest production houses in the world, and I was kind of the head of the direction department there. Everything had to come through me and channelize through me. It was a power position, but I felt it was corrupting me in a way that I started thinking the same things. Like my friend used to joke with me, and he used to say, "You have become a hush puppy salesman because you're what will please Adi and what will please Yashji." That became my and I wanted out of that. And very, very nicely I went to Adi sir and I explained to him that I want to challenge myself. So he said, yeah, whatever, I can't decide your life for you. You do what you want to do. So I quit Yashraj when we had just given Dhoom. Like Dhoom was a blockbuster in August, it released. In September I quit. And I quit and I was sitting at home, there was nothing to do and terrible days, and it was there was a money problem, all kinds of problems. My wife was pregnant with my first son, Ravir, in 2005, and it was nuts. Around that time, Preetham started giving me songs, so I started writing songs, and then I started taking up writing odd jobs here and there. In one of those jobs, there was this movie called My Name is Anthony Gonzalez, which I was writing, co-writing with my friend Lajan Joseph, and that movie was directed by E. Nivas. It had Nikhil Dwivedi as an actor, and that movie was being released by Red Chillies in 2006.
Okay.
And 2005 and 2006. And that is the time when I got, and around the same time, because I had no jobs, I was taking anything. So I had done a little work on an ad that Shah Rukh sir and Farah, they were doing. It was a car commercial. Santro, Sunshine car. And I had written some very nice lines for that ad, Meri dhoop ho tum, meri dhoop ho tum, some Urdu poetry. And I was trying to bring in romance with the car and stuff like that. It didn't go through because they were looking for, as an option to the soundtrack, they were looking for, there's a famous song called Ain't No Sunshine When You're Gone. So they were trying to get that song, and they got that song. So because they got that song, then what I had written was not utilized anytime. But somewhere Farah ma'am and Shahrukh sir, they knew that this guy like writes well or whatever, he has. At the same time, in Dhoom, my chief AD, her name was Joyita Chatterjee. She joined Farah and she started working on ads with her, and she did a couple of things. And then she was the chief AD on Om Shanti Om. Now, Farah ma'am, when she would go up to meet Shahrukh, and Nikhil would be sitting in Shahrukh's cabin, and he would always say, my dialogue writer, best dialogue writer in the world, Mayur Puri. And then she would come down, and her own assistant, Joyita, would tell her, my friend Mayur is the best dialogue writer in the world. So, Farah, Mayur Puri and Niche, who is this guy? So she came and like she asked me to meet her, and then once I wrote like 1 or 2 scenes I wrote for like like a sample kind of a thing. And that's how it started. And she loved it. And she said, listen, I want you to work on my film. And that's how it started.
That's amazing. I love that there was a sample writing process in there. You
No,
know,
I don't.
because
In fact, I did not even know that it's a sample writing for me. Joita one day calls me and she tells me, "Bhai, मैं बहुत फंस गया. I'm in a big problem, bro. Because there's this new girl we are launching with this film, and we want to do a look test for her." And Farah said, "Give her some lines to speak." And I have no lines, so can you just write a scene for me? So it'll help me out and all. Because obviously, Joy can't ask me to audition as a writer, right? Because she's worked with me on 3 films, so she knows that stature that I have and the kind of person I am. So she very smartly, she said that, can you please help me out? Because she knows that for help, I'll do anything for friends. So I said, okay, tell me what kind of a scene you want. She said, nothing. She's a 70s ka heroine and just write some lines for her. And they said, so I wrote Ek Chutki Sindoor as a sample scene. I was thinking this is some girl's audition, but I did not know that it was my audition also.
honestly, I'm not very mad about the whole sample thing because I feel like once you're asked to write a sample, like the director and like you can gauge that whether you're on the right page or not. Like the chances of you being replaced are very low then, because that's what happened in the past.
It depends project to project.
Yeah.
It depends person to person,
Yeah.
But I don't think that a good writer can write anything.
Yeah.
Look, it's always a problem of briefing or delivering or not enough research or something like that. But I've just written a song in Chinese for Battle of Galwan. Salman sir asked me. He gave the music is Himesh Bhai, and I was in those days. I think I was in China or I was in Thailand for some project, and I was there. And one day I just got a call from Himesh Bhai, and he said that, listen, Bhai wants you to write a song, but it's supposed to be in Chinese. So I've written Chinese lyrics. I worked 1 week and I learned Chinese, and I had Chinese friends, and I spoke to them and phonetically broke down the song and did the metering and all of it. But it was complicated. But I wrote the song in Chinese. A good writer can give me a challenge. I'll do anything, So I'm not scared of this. But at the same time, I think if a writer has had a release and if you have seen their work, it's kind of not to ask them to audition for you. I mean, you know whether I'm going to work with this person or not. And just, also the thing is that people ask you to audition or try a sample episode in TV. It happens a lot. Or write a sample script for a short film or this and that. And then they use that content without paying you, without a long form agreement. Is a problem, So that's why if I tell all my students that if you're doing a sample thing, be very sure that you tell them that I will write a sample episode. It's okay. But don't use it. If you use it, you got to pay me, you got to sign me, you got to have a contract.
That
That's
being
very
said,
valid. Go on, Ananya.
you just mentioned that you do anything for your friends. Like if someone asks you dialogue, like though you'll do it, no problem. And I get that we're all the same. And all of this and as newer writers, when Akshay and I were new in the industry, we were asked to write a lot of samples, like to get our first gigs. So, and then over time that turned into getting more gigs without writing samples. But then the problem was most people end up becoming friends. So you start doing so much free work for them. How do you draw the line when you're doing this? I know you're so much more senior, but when you were coming up, maybe, how did you decide that, okay, enough is enough, I need to get paid for this?
But I have always been a paid writer, Ananya. Maybe I'm lucky or whatever. But from the first gig that I got in Ahmedabad, where this guy called me and he said that I want to adapt world's best stories, and can you help me do that? And he was a very established big director. And I did that for him for a week, and then immediately that project did not happen, but he immediately put me to the next project. He asked me to write 4 episodes. I went home. In 2 days, I came back with 4 episodes. I read that 4 episodes to him, and he immediately gave me cash money.
Wow.
That, this is the fees for and this is 1990. like mid 90s, early 90s to mid 90s. I was in
Mm.
college. I was still in second year of college.
Hmm.
And that's when, and
Wow.
in those days, they paid me 1,600 rupees per episode. So that was 6,400
Mm.
rupees for 4 episodes. And I
Mm.
danced on the road. And Ahmedabad, I stepped out of
Yeah,
the office on the
of
CG road
course.
and I went to the STD PCO hote the na wo time pe.
Huh.
Those were mobiles.
Yeah.
I called up my mom and I said, Mom, you call me a mad person who's sitting and writing every time on, I used to write on anything like this tissue papers. I'll just start writing something on that at home. I'll just be writing all the time.
Hmm.
So I told her
Mm.
that you think I'm mad. Look, somebody has given me 6,000 rupees to write, कागज
Yeah.
काले करने के मुझे आज 6,000 रुपए मिले हैं. तो my mom said, तुझसे भी बड़े पागल है दुनिया में. तू तो पागल है.
That's
So
a very mom response, huh?
I was always a paid writer. I was always a
Wow.
commissioned. I always had commissioned jobs.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I don't know. I have not done that kind of struggle where I've done a lot of samples or whatever. Once Adhikari Brothers, when they were shooting their series, when I was just new in Bombay, I had just come, they came and they said they had this show called Surag, a TV show called Surag. And they said that write a sample episode for us. So I
Hmm.
wrote and I went to them and I said, if you use one line of this, you have to pay me for the
Mm.
full. Otherwise,
Hmm.
I'm not giving this draft to you. And they said, no, our story has changed. And they said that character has changed and this and that. And so we can't use it. Maybe we can use parts of it. I said, no, I'm not giving it to you. When I came to Bombay, I was very lucky. I met this wonderful writer called Kiran Kotrial. He was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And they pulled favors and they asked that Kiran bhai, मेरा दोस्त आया है अहमदाबाद से, एक बार इसको मिलके कुछ सलाह दे दो. So he called me. I still remember it was in Bandra on the Hill Road. There is this joint called Gazebo. It's a small cafe restaurant kind of very fancy at
Mm.
that time. So he called me there. He paid the bill. I didn't pay the bill. Kiran paid the bill for it. I don't think he even remembers. Even I don't think Kiran knows also. I only met him once. He sat down with me and he saw some of my writings and he said, no, you're very good. You'll definitely be successful, no doubt about it. People will pay for your writing. You write very commercial, no problem. But I'm telling you one thing. Free में कभी मत लिखना.
Hmm.
मैं तुम्हें सलाह दूं. Free.
Mm.
Don't ever write for free because then you'll never be valued.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kept that thing in my heart that I will never write for
Mm.
Mad props to you for being able to go to that
Yeah.
production house and saying ki, I've written it, but I'm not giving it to you.
Not
If
giving
you
it,
like agree.
I had no money. I needed that money so badly. Even half of it they would have given. हफ्ते भर का महीने भर का खर्चा निकल जाता. I said नहीं भूखा मर जाऊंगा फ्री में तो नहीं दूंगा.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to
That-
use,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I think that's a big lesson to like everybody like starting out because
Akshay, it
Yeah.
shows that your work is valuable. You're adding
Yeah.
value to the universe by bringing that thing, and it's for you to know that it is valuable.
yeah. When the draft of when you were approached by Farah that work on this film, so how much of the film was ready in the sense that today, like in web, when we're writing web series, like when we have a dialogue writer, like the script is properly like locked with English indicative dialogue. But what was it back then?
So Farah had the whole screenplay of the film. It was like a short description of every scene. The film opens, Kur's shooting is going on, the fight with the jacket happens. All of that was written, like basic things. But every scene description would be like this much. Like this much. This, that's all. So what I call it is I don't call in India screenwriters, they don't do screenplay writers don't write screenplays. They write intentions.
Yeah.
They write intention. They will say this scene should be funny. But how? Like, what will make it funny? That won't be there.
Yeah.
Dialogue writer. That something happens and there's drama in this scene. But what happens? But so the good thing with Farah ma'am is that she's very clear about things. She's even if it's not in that little four-liner or whatever, she knows what she wants and how we can work around it and how we can. So we would discuss, and then so I got those those I don't know about detailed one-line description, maybe 30 pages or something like that. And then it was my job to make it into 110 pages of full script.
Wow.
And then I had to work on each scene, create the dynamics of that screen, what will happen, the modalities of it, the props, this, that, everything. basically create the scene, construct the scene, architect, like an architect, construct it properly. You know, like I was given a map, but I can say that I was a civil engineer on the project. You know, if Farah is the architect, then I was a engineer who executed everything. But in doing that, what happened is that I got too close and I got too involved and I got a rhythm. And I kind of saw the film. When I started working after 10 scenes, I just saw the film. And then I realized that the second half is not correct as per the screenplay. It's not going to work. So I went back to Farah ma'am and I said, stuff you love, I have written, everybody loved it. Everybody loved the first half. I said, I will give you the second half that you want. What is your screen? I will write it. I'm not saying that I will not write it. But after having given you what you want, I will do another attempt at second half screenplay. And then you see which is better. So I did second half twice, you know. And then Farah ma'am took half of the scenes from my version and some of it she retained from her original version. And it was like a mix and match of the screenplay of the second half. But there were very important calls in that. Like Sandy's character was completely a new invention. It was not there in the screenplay. In the original screenplay, she was a teacher. She's in Switzerland. He's gone to shoot a song in Switzerland. And there she's a school teacher and her kids are getting disturbed with the song shooting. So she comes and fights with Shah Rukh and he says, no, listen, I'm a big star. Then she goes and Googles him. Google was new that time. And then she comes back and she says, oh, great. I know who you are now. And can I do something for you? And he says, come to India and become Ghost of Shanti Priya. Which to me was a very big ask with someone who you barely know. Someone in Switzerland, she's not going to uproot her life and come to India for his ghost story. And it's a very, like, it was a very bizarre, I was not convinced about it. And then I told Farah ma'am the basic of a reincarnation story. Reincarnation story, your second half has to be a mirror of the first half. As per the formula, you know, there have to be mirroring elements. So I said in first half he was her fan, in second half she is his fan. It's as simple as that. Audience will buy it. It will not take much time and it'll work, you know, because I need to have the joy of seeing Shah Rukh win, even if he's not a nice person in the second half. I still want the joy of Om winning, you know. So I want to give them minor victories, you know. So that's how Akshay, you know this very well. We have done the 3-act structure in detail in the class. So you know how I talk about it. That once your inciting incident and when your lock-in moment happens at the end of first act, after that what will happen is a constant cycle where the hero will have minor victories and major defeats, defeats. Right? So he gain little bit, but then again something big will happen and he'll be back. So that cycle keeps repeating. You see, entire second half is like that. He keeps winning in small moments, but he again keeps losing, and then you know. So that's so I just applied basic screenwriting math to the whole thing. Of course, math is not enough. So there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of good writing. Good scene construction and belief in pure Hindi cinema that Sachi Muchi will work. That you know, kind of things. Listen, everybody was telling you बहुत पुराने टाइप की पिक्चर है और आज के जमाने में कौन देखे reincarnation formula ही मर चुका है कौन देखेगा उसको and it's not a new film. And I said, you don't need to have a new film every time. You're building a new world. If it is enjoyable and if you can have fun, then you don't need to be clever about screenwriting all the time. You can go with gut feel and you can just enjoy. Make a film for people to laugh and cry and have fun. Every time you don't have to impress people by your writing. That's a big problem with a lot of writers. They don't want to create an enjoyable experience. Instead, they try to impress people. That look how knowledgeable I am. Look, don't get into that. Don't get into that.
Yeah, I totally get you because
and I wrote this with these 2 drafts and this and that, everything. It was total 41 days or something. In which
wow.
Crazy. This exactly
the
what
first
he was.
Half was like 12 days. I wrote the first half in 12 days.
That's mad speed.
It's the shortest stuff I've ever written for a movie. It was only 43 pages. It looks like a long stuff, but actually, if you see the dialogue, it's just 43 pages.
No, we were talking like how it's so tight. Like, you know, like each scene is very tight. And before this, you know, Ananya and I spoke about.
You try to write extra for Farah and she'll kill you. अब पास तो नहीं चाहिए. He's very
You know,
impatient. But thankfully, I had already learnt it with Sanjay sir. You know how many deleted scenes are there in Dhoom? In those days, in DVDs, there used to be deleted
Yeah.
scenes, right?
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
film
yeah.
used to be deleted scenes. How many deleted scenes are there in Dhoom? If you have the
guess-
DVD which Yashraj released, you can check it out.
Yeah.
How many deleted scenes Dhoom had? I'll tell you. Zero.
Oh, it was all cut on paper.
Sanjay sir was so strict about cutting things on paper. I will not shoot. If it is not required, I'll not shoot. So मेरे यार की शादी had 3 deleted scenes. Okay, because मैं फैल गया था उसमें, बहुत लिखा था मैंने. But Dhoom had 0 deleted scenes. You know, and
Insane.
in Om Shanti Om, we have 3 deleted scenes or 4 deleted scenes, which are also parts of which are scenelets actually. Like song का छोटा version songlet बोलते हैं ना, वैसे ये scenelet, like it's a beat from the scene which is out. And those are my scenes in the second half in which I have acted and I've cut them on the exit. I've told, ma'am, जरूरत नहीं है, हो गया, मतलब शाहरुख ने एक बार मेरा इंसल्ट किया, 4 बार इंसल्ट किया. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. So I removed my own scenes in Om Shanti Om. On the edit. And it's her graciousness and her kindness, and Shahrukh sir and Shirish, they are all nice people that they called me to the editing room and they said, "तू देख ले तेरे को क्या काटना है picture में, क्या रखना है." You know, that's very nice of them.
That's amazing. That just goes to say, like, you were fully involved once even the script was like sort of like given
I used to
over.
go on shoot, not every day, but like lots of days in Om Shanti Om. Like you know, the entire tiger fight. In screenplay, it was not even there in the original screenplay. It was that Om is pretending to do a South Indian film shoot and Shanti comes there and then they have a scene between the two of them. That's the main scene. But when I started writing this, I said, what is he shooting? What is he shooting? South Indian film. That I said, it has to be some exaggerated, like Telugu, Tamil kind of a thing. Some kind of shit we have to do it. And it's a different grammar, Akshay. You know, like we talk about how language grammar is also. Telugu cinema is different, Tamil is different. So I said, this is a different grammar. We'll have to like think crazy stuff. So then I wrote that there is a Nakli tiger and the tiger is strong and minded, because that's only stuff I knew about South Indian movies. Then Farah, from the day we had written it, she was saying, "मैं ये सब काट दूंगी, ये सब कुछ." But Shahrukh sir loved it. He loved it, and there was action, pump and body falls, and Shahrukh sir loves all of that. So he said, "नहीं नहीं Farah, shoot कर रहे थे, फिर बाद में काट लेंगे, shoot करने." So they were shooting, so we shot that for some 2 days, and Farah was very upset and like nicely she upset also. Means she's not like, क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग, बेकार में ये सब शूट करे, काट दी में रह गए. सीन लड़की आएगी तब सीन शुरू होगा, ये क्या हो रहा है उसके आने से पहले. All that was happening, but then Farah is also genius on when she's doing the things. Like she found that guy. क्या acting कर रहा है?
क्या acting कर रहा है? I was just thinking that.
This guy to do that. Some of the bits are improvised in that, and then like some of the things, because I was on the set, like when Shahrukh sir throws the tiger, you know, naughty pussy, and he throws it, and then he comes to the camera, and he was coming to the camera, and he was saying, "Find it," every time, like, "Oh, mind it," he was doing that. So I said, "No, now you have thrown it, so you come and you now you say, find it." So a lot of things have happened just because of the energies that we were all on the set. Like I was there on the set. Shreyas in role of Pappu, he would come up with some weird things that very funny. Shreyas is an amazing actor. He would detching, and that was all Shreyas ka improvisations. But we would work together, and ye acha lag raha hai, nahi lag raha hai, and all of that. Like that Mohabbat man, Shahrukh sir said ke, you know, he should have a call, you know, like Shazam or like something, you know, when say something. So I was like, what can he say? I knew that he was actually a Bengali character, Mongesh. Because at the end, Malaika is supposed to say Mongesh instead of Mohabbat. So you know it is. So then I was like, what should he say? And Shahrukh sir kept on asking me, "तू वो मेरे को देना, before that shot, मैं ऐसा कुछ एक बोलूंगा, फिर ऊपर जाऊंगा मैं." You know, before the cable work happens. And then Joyita was roaming around, and she's my mom friend, so and I'd got the film partly because of her. So I said, "Arey Joy, what you all say, yaar, वो बंगाली में." And suddenly I remembered, Udi Baba. We were just having fun. Look, good films happen when your intention is good, when you're capable of making good decisions, you have a good team, and at the same time, you
Yeah.
are the audience. You are having fun. You know.
Yeah.
You know, when we, before this, Ananya and I actually broke down the film and like lots of elements of like, say, the hero's journey, scenes and sequences. But the first
Mm.
thing Ananya said was like, this looks like the film where they had a ball making the film. And
We did.
yeah. And so it
Yeah.
just feels very nice that, because, you know, on the outside, it can all look like fun. But like some of us,
Mm.
when we go on set, we know how not fun some of those
Yeah.
things are. So the fact that this matches our reality, like fantasy, was great.
Yeah.
Uh, but like you spoke about your brief cameo. How
Yeah.
was it? Like acting with
I
Shah
Yeah.
Rukh
was
Khan?
not, I didn't, when I came to Bombay, I decided that I will not act. I had acted in theater, I've done plays, I've done stuff like that. I didn't want to pursue my career as an actor because
Hmm.
I know there are glass ceilings and an outsider will be only able to, and I had no
Hmm.
money, to be very honest. Actor बनने के लिए struggle के लिए पैसा चाहिए. I was very
Yeah.
poor. I didn't have time. I didn't have money to buy protein powders and go to gyms, and I couldn't afford that lifestyle. It was
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
And if you remember, in those days, it was very important. Early
Yeah.
2000s, if you didn't have, you couldn't
Dole
be
Shole.
camera. It was just impossible.
Hmm.
So I very consciously I made that choice that I'm not going to struggle as an actor. Anyway, I enjoy direction the most.
Hmm.
I enjoy writing. I never enjoy writing. I hate writing. Writing is a cumbersome, stupid, boring, extremely
Yeah.
tedious, and
Yeah.
terrible process. But I enjoy having written.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Once you've
Yeah.
written that, that feeling is you
Yeah.
feel like God, you feel
Yeah.
so empowered by what you have done, what you've
Yeah.
achieved with
Yeah.
pure writing,
Yeah.
and every writer knows this. Every writer
Yeah.
is,
Mm.
they
Yeah.
know this, that
Yeah.
feeling of having written.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing beats that feeling. It's better than sex, I'm telling you. To have something written is something else only. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got lured into being a writer because of that feeling. And also
Hmm.
because when I
Yeah.
wanted to direct, when I was doing television, and I used to not find scripts exciting. I used to find the writing very boring, old fashioned,
Hmm.
not correct. And I was a literature student. I'm a postgraduate. I've studied drama. I've studied Aristotle's
Mm.
Poetics. I've studied Natya Shastra. I know these things, that they are writing
Mm.
wrong. It's not correct. So that's why I started writing myself. I'm a filmmaker, I'm a director, but
Hmm.
to enable myself to be able to direct, I had to write. So that's how I became a writer. Acting I didn't want, but I think Farah ma'am knew, or Farah ma'am can make a log of wood act. So it doesn't, she doesn't care about it. Tu khada ho jaye. You have to stand still. I think it was like a 4 or 5 days before the shoot, she told me that you come on the shoot. I said, why? But I'm very wary of going on the shoot. If it is a very important scene, then only I'll go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't go.
Yeah.
He said, no, come. This is an important scene. And listen, that character is called Wannabe Gujju Director in the screen.
Okay.
So that's the name of the character. Wannabe Gujju Director.
Mm.
She said, you are the wannabe Gujju. I don't know any more wannabe Gujju director than you. So you should do that. I said, ma'am, क्यों बेइज्जती का फालूदा करोगे सबका? I don't want to do it. No, you come. And I'm not joking. I said, okay, fine, I'll come. I went on the set and they gave me a very nice, huge van. In those days, Shah Rukh sir's van was being renovated. So he was actually in a smaller van. My van was bigger. And like all the tantrums that actor throws on set. The costume guys, the ADs, they came and they said, sir, here are our clothes. And I threw the clothes and I said, these rubbish shirts I'm not going to wear. Then they ran to Farah. They told her that Mayur is not wearing clothes. And she came running, Papa, what happened? I said, Farah, look at these clothes. I'm not wearing, give me good clothes. Yeah, I'm not going to wear them. Then she shouted, call Sanjeev. Sanjeev Mulchandani was the costume guy. He said, come, Sanjeev, मेरा hero है, इसको अच्छे कपड़े दे तो ऐसा नहीं अच्छा shirt दे कैसा पापा? I said, no, I want a little young and cool, like a open t-shirt, open shirt with t-shirt and that kind of stuff. So I picked up my clothes. Chashma I got from home. I got it made for that character. And so I did all the masti that I could as an actor, and they all indulged. They are very sweet people. They are very kind, generous, warm-hearted, amazing people. Shahrukh sir or
Oh.
Farah, they just intel. उनको लगा कि ठीक है आज इसका दिन है ये मस्ती कर रहा है करने दो.
Yeah.
Very but I did all those nataks. But
Wow.
jovially, matlab, not really
Huh.
great.
Yeah. Makes you good.
Masti
Yeah.
mein, masti mein.
Yeah.
But
Good.
like, were you able to say the lines in front of Shah Rukh? Like, how was like,
No,
How
I've
was
done
it?
theater. So I've done a lot of
Mm,
theater and I've done many
mm,
shows and also I've acted on stage hundreds of times.
mm,
Not being a stage actor, there's no fear, there's no stress. I know
yeah.
I can do what I'm doing. That's not a problem.
Mm,
Sometimes I'll be very serious. It's a comedy film, but even my role, like sometimes I'm like, no, this timing could have been better. And in fact, lunch break pe we had done and Farah ma'am 3 take के बाद में चौथा करना नहीं है उनको. So she is very frugal and stingy about
yeah.
how many takes you do. So I'm like, nahi, I could have done it better. And we were all having lunch. We were in the line taking the
Mm,
plates and crafty table pe. And Shahrukh sir was also there. Shahrukh sir said, "अरे भाई अच्छा किया तूने क्या चाहता है तू ढिंढोरा पिटवा दे पूरी फिल्म सिटी को बता दे तूने बहुत अच्छी एक्टिंग की इट वाज अ गुड टेक डोंट agonize over it could have been better."
you were being the annoying artist, where like I think I can do more.
I was pretending to. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we can do a little better, and we should. And I was being not annoying, but I was being one of those, NSD actors and trained theater guys who take their craft very
I
seriously.
said annoying
But
rightly only, I
only
think.
till lunch break. After that, we were just having fun,
Yeah,
just have good time pass.
that's
Oh.
great. I want to talk about something back in the day in the class you'd spoken about,
Hmm.
that that one big scene in the second half between Om and Sandy, where he tells her the truth that this is what um I
Yeah.
am, and she says कि तुम uh, um, ऊपर से 10 माले से कूद जाते हो तो like मैं believe कर लेती हूँ. How did you not believe? I would say believe that.
The big moon
And
scene.
yeah, the big moon scene. Yeah, that's what I remember you called it that, huh?
There was no
Um,
location written for the scene. That scene, in the location description, it was exterior, big moon, and night. That was the only requirement, that it should be a big moon. And then they literally,
Big
in
moon.
VFX, they made the moon big. You realize that moon is unnaturally big in that scene.
Yeah.
yeah,
If
yeah, yeah.
typically moon would be
Yeah.
that big, there'll be tides and we all would die. It's like, it's like a natural calamity size moon right over there behind them.
I always say it's cinema logic. It has to be
Cinema
cinema
logic. It
logic.
looks beautiful. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
that
but I remember that, like, you were saying that you had to a little bit fight for that scene because I think Farah was like, कि जल्दी करो ये बहुत लंबा हो रहा है ये क्या है type.
no, it was not that. It was a different thing. Uh, I wrote that scene. That scene is very special for me. I wanted
Hmm,
more like romance in the film because actually in first half there is no romance. In first
hmm,
half there can't be romance. She doesn't love him, right?
hmm,
She starts the
Yeah.
seeing what a big sacrifice he can make is first when he saves her life, and then in the so-called climax of the first half when she
hmm,
dies and he tries to
Hmm.
save her and he fights, she sees that, but there's nothing much that she can do. If you see her expression, brilliantly directed and brilliantly performed by Deepika also, if you see in her eyes at that time also,
hmm,
it's not that she's fallen in love with him. When I was writing the film, I did not believe in karma, destiny, and these are the tenets of the genre. So
yeah.
look, you have
Hmm.
to respect the genre, you have to respect the craft associated with it, and you have to associate the basic beliefs of that genre, right?
Hmm,
Now, reincarnation means there will be karma, there will be destiny, there will be belief. And what is more important for me as a writer is not the things that I believe in, but what is more important is the character's belief. I'm writing for the
Hmm.
characters. I'm a mouthpiece for their feelings and their emotions. I'm just a word tool.
Mhm.
hmm,
I'm just an aggregator of their thoughts. You know
hmm.
what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
I'm supposed to
Yeah.
collate it in a nice way and put it to the audience. I'm just a vehicle in between. So I cannot bring in my
Hmm.
ego, my hubris, and my belief system in the way of constructing good scenes. Audience should enjoy
Hmm.
it. They should enjoy it. But having said that, so I started writing the film and I was doing everything and I was doing all my duties. But I wanted one scene where I can totally nail it and convince even people like me who were
Hmm,
skeptics about
hmm,
this. That how can anyone
Hmm.
believe in such a ridiculous story? You know,
hmm,
Yeah.
that suppose somebody is watching in America or watching in Australia, how do they relate to this story? So I needed that one
Hmm.
scene where I can actually convince the audience that look, this is a real story, it can happen, you know. And that opportunity was in this big moon scene. And because there was only
Hmm.
one romantic scene in the whole film, there was no other. In the entire second half, this is the only romantic scene. There's no
hmm,
other romantic scene
Hmm.
in Om Shanti.
hmm.
First half, there cannot be romance because Shanti Priya does not love
Yeah.
Om Prakash. And Om Kapoor does not love Sandy till a particular point. And this
Yeah.
is that scene where, and of course, we didn't want to say the whole story again and all of that. So
Yeah.
this starts midway. Okay, Om Shanti Om ki
Mhm.
kahani is चाहिए. It's a nice little crane down coming. And so you know that he's already told, by the time you're enamored with the beauty of the moon, he's already told us the story. So
Yeah.
you're midway through the
Hmm.
scene anyway. So you're not wasting any screen time. And Farah's axe is not going to be on your head. That is not going to be there. And then the first question that will come, see, in a very real situation also, if you tell somebody such a big secret, such a big thing, and you've been living with that person for some time, for a considerable amount of time, that person is going to ask you, why did you tell me before? Right? That's the most
Hmm.
natural question.
Yeah.
You know, we ignore, in screenwriting, we ignore the most basic conversational ethics. Like how would a conversation go forward? And these questions are very, these I call them the trigger questions. The trigger questions are very important. The trigger questions will answer what is going on in the character's mind and situation, and it's a bridge between audience and the storyteller. The trigger question. Like for example, in Chole, there is kitne aadmi the. Now, everybody says, what a great dialogue it is. The other day, Javed Saab was telling me, he says, one guy came and he told me, Mayur Saab, कि क्या dialogue आपने लिखा है और क्या dialogue? मैंने कहा कौन सा dialogue? तो बोला कितने आदमी थे? अरे मैंने कहा भाई वो information पूछ रहा है.
Yeah.
It's a trigger question. That situation when his people are beaten up and come, the thing he needs to know, Gabbar needs to know, भाई कितने आदमी थे वहां पे, तो मैं कितने लोगों को भेजूं लड़ने के लिए. It's a very functional, but in the hands of a good writer, in the good context, in the good atmosphere, in a correct direction, correct camera work, even that simple trigger question can become very meaningful, and it can have a lot of purpose. Like in the hands of a great writer like or a director like Suraj Barjatya, even thank you and sorry become great dialogues. No,
Yeah.
no, madam. No, sorry, no, thank you. Thank you, yaar. But see, context makes it beautiful. So here also she says कि ये बात तुमने मुझे पहले क्यों नहीं बताई? It's the most normal trigger question. This is where every writer will reach if you are writing the scene. Now a good writer will go beyond that. So he says that मुझे लगा था तुम believe नहीं करोगी. And I did not use मुझे लगा था कि तुम विश्वास नहीं करोगी, यकीन नहीं करोगी. No. The story is set in current times. The language of Om Kapoor, the language of this girl, they will say believe. Because again, belief leads to belief and leads to and leads so these are trigger words, you know, they are you word associations in your brain. So he says, मुझे लगा था तुम believe नहीं करोगी. And then she says that तुम 50 माले की बिल्डिंग से जंप मारते हो मैं बिलीव करती हूँ, तुम अकेले 40-40 लोगों से लड़ते हो मैं बिलीव करती हूँ, और मैं ये बिलीव नहीं करती. Now what happens? It's a great dialogue and it convinces the audience why Sandy has believed in the story. But if you just zoom out and if you think about it, it's a very stupid logic. अरे भाई वो पिक्चर में कूदता है, वो रियल लाइफ. It's not. It's a fake logic actually. But it's not important that audience believes what he's saying is or what she's saying is true. It's important that audience believes that she's convinced.
Yeah.
And she will help him. And now she'll try her best. That's the nichode of the scene. The what you get out of the scene is that moment where she says, "अब मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगी, ma'am." You know, when she comes back and then she tries, and the second montage where now she actually becomes Shanti Priya. So these are the things that you, as a writer, you have to. So I'm trying to use the romantic scene to solve the logic problem, to solve like it works with multiple layers, you know, and it's
No
very
wonder
it's very
the
obvious.
scene works the way
Not
it
a
works.
difficult,
Yeah.
it's not difficult to write once you understand what is the ask of the scene, once you understand what the scene needs to do, then it becomes fairly simple actually. But yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes because that scene does so much for the film. उस scene का contribution जो है picture में, वो picture अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त या एक चुटकी सिंदूर से कम नहीं है. It's a very important, very critical scene. It makes the film believable. It kind of sells the film to you. You know, and I have to say this: Om Shanti Om script, however good I wrote or whatever hard work I did, in the hands of any other director, this could have been a shit film. In the hands of any other director, it could have been a rubbish film. But it's only because Farah and me, we are soulmates in writing. We are soulmates in understanding characters. Like I get her like this, and she gets me like so. She knows what's the intent and purpose, and I know what her original intention and purpose was. And when I'm delivering, she will carry it with full belief, and she'll do it in a way that she'll sell it to you. You know,
Yeah.
a
That's
genius.
amazing to hear, because I feel
Wow.
like every writer wants this with a director and a co-writer,
Mhm.
that to have
Yeah.
this feeling that everything, like sometimes in a look you'll understand that, oh, this
Yeah.
is what we
Hmm.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
You spoke about this Easter egg, that friendship mein no sorry, no thank you. And and you have that moment where a young Suraj Prasad is like making a note when Om is saying to Shanti Priya. And we spoke about like how so many Easter eggs were put in the movie,
Yeah.
like like Govinda Ahuja comes from Virar.
Incidentally, I like Suraj is my favorite, like my favorite director. One of my reasons to be a filmmaker is because I saw Maine Pyar Kiya 40 times in theater. Okay,
Wow.
I love that film, and I was like, yeah, this is how films should be made. This is
Yeah.
ये तो मेरी picture है, ये तो ऐसे बननी चाहिए picture तो. So that's one of the
Yeah.
reasons, and for 25 years, like I didn't even like I did not meet Suraj ji, and I was like, even though when I was in Yashraj, I used to tell Adi sir, and Adi sir say, yeah, I'll tell Suraj ji, मिल लेना तू कभी भी, मगर कभी वो हुआ नहीं. And
Hmm.
I knew Suraj ji's son, and he's met me, and so he was telling me that no, Suraj ji likes your work very much, and ye wo and all that. And finally last year, it so happened that I'm working with Suraj Bachatiya ji now. His next film,
Wow.
which is coming, Ye Prem Molia, I have written 3 songs in that. And it was what an
Wow.
experience it is to work with him. It was amazing. So I'm just saying that you look, I'm as a young writer, I'm also manifesting while I'm doing doing my hat tips, and I'm doing tributes to all these great people. There
Yeah.
was a little wishful thinking also that Suraj ji has seen dekhe, and I know from his movies, I know that he will not mind it. He's the kind of
Yeah.
a guy who will understand the spirit behind it. That yeah, it's really funny,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
you have used me, but it's a hat tip. So हमेशा हमेशा के लिए वो आ गई पिक्चर में, अमर हो गई ना. Like we have given tribute to Mother India, or we have given tribute
Hmm.
to so many films.
Yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
a part of Om Shanti Om is a big Bollywood history lesson actually.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
okay. So now I feel like with every new project,
Hmm.
there are some realizations you have about your own process, that, oh, maybe, like, I feel like I write this better, or like I don't do that well, or like this is what I learned, like I'm going to try this something differently. When you finished writing this one, did you have any realizations about your process, that, oh, this is something, a new discovery for you?
Uh, See, I know that I can write any kind of stuff because
Mm,
my literary background is very strong. I'm a literature
mm,
student. I've studied very very deeply. I've done masters in English literature, but
mm,
I've also studied Sanskrit. I've also studied Hindi. From
mm,
childhood, I've been reading Hindi poetry since I was
Hmm.
like 10 years old or something. So my language, my vocabulary is very strong. It's strong because of my mom and my nani and them also, because
mm.
Om Shanti Om mom is my mom actually. Bela Makhicha
Oh.
is my mom. It's exactly same character. My mom is exactly like that.
Hmm.
So she's over the top. But I know that I can deliver in terms of dialogue any film
Mm,
or any kind of world. It
Hmm.
just needs a little time. I can research, and I told you I wrote a song in Chinese.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is, languages are not difficult for me. I can learn and do, but not that. Most importantly, I never before Om Shanti Om also I have written so many times, but I have enjoyed writing Om Shanti Om a lot. I
Mm,
Yeah.
That process was a joyful process, and
mm,
that comes across through the screen. Like Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi also, I
Yeah.
enjoyed writing a lot, and Mere Yaar Ki Shaadi shooting also we enjoyed. If you see every frame of that film, there is happiness, there is joy.
mm,
नाच रहे गा रहे मस्ती कर रहे, but also it is um, not as big a scale as Om Shanti Om. So
mm,
Om Shanti Om, I realized that while I was writing, I realized that I could deliver big, big lines and big films.
mm,
I realized I'm
Hmm.
a big film writer. I'm not a small film writer, you know. So
Yeah.
when I was writing my film, I had to readjust and re this thing, that I have to bring that big scale musty into a small scale,
mm,
in a
Yeah.
smaller story also. So it prepares you to do many things in different ways for different projects. See, every project is not, people expect me to write the same lines
yeah.
for same kind of dialogue or same kind of punchiness or whatever for other films, which they write the stories and they come to me कि you write the dialogues and you work on this and हमको ओम शांति ओम जैसे dialogue दे दो. पर क्या है, ओम शांति ओम वो आम का गुठली से बना हुआ पेड़ था. अभी
Hmm.
आप मेरे पास में करेले का पेड़ का बीज लेके आए हो और आप बोलो इसको आम खिला दो आप, तो वो पॉसिबल नहीं है, राइट? It lies in the seed. The seed is for us. It's
Hmm.
her every story. And I'm not saying Karela is worse or better than Aam. It has a different functionality. It is a different kind of edible, and it has different uses, and it should be respected. And all kinds of cinema is valid and beautiful, but you cannot expect every film to be like that. You know, for that you have to have that seed. Even we tried to do Happy New Year again. It was a completely different film, and it had only three things which were really common in the film, both the films. It is Farah, Shahrukh sir, and me. These are the three common things in these two films, and yet you feel like it is a spiritual successor of Om Shanti Om,
Om Shanti
which
Om.
is actually not. It's a completely different genre, completely different story, completely different star cast, except Shah sir and Deepika.
Yeah.
Only four of us are common actually in the film. There's
Hmm.
no other thing which is common, but again because it is coming from the same kind of seed, वो उसी बागीचे का, उसी बाजू के आम का पेड़, आम का
हाँ.
फल है वो। दोनों पेड़ एक ही जमीन पे उगे हैं.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of mitas which is there, some kind of a distinct taste which is there when I work with Farah. Then there is that thing which you will not find in Farah ma'am's other movies, or you will not find in my other movies. It's a combination. It's how things work, right?
Yeah.
So my big realization was that because you asked me about that. My first realization was, shit, I had so much fun writing this film. I hope I get to do it again.
Oh.
You know, that was the first thing that like I want to. खत्म ही हो गई picture यार. I have to. Maybe I should. And it took me 10 years to be able to. Me and Farah, we had 10 years before we could come back together for Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And then when I was shooting for Happy New Year, I was like, because Happy New Year, Shah Rukh sir came. It was all sing sound movies only, but we just wanted to do pickups, you know, ADR. So a little bit of an ADR was there. So Shah sir came in the studio, and I was managing that, and he was dubbing. And because Farah told me, तू करा ले, तेरे को जो पिकअप कराना है शाहरुख. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो यशराज में हम लोग डब कर रहे थे. And Shah Rukh sir came, and he was supposed to come for like half an hour. There were 4 pickups, nothing much. He came at 11 o'clock in the night. Until 7 o'clock, he was refusing to come out of the dubbing room. I had to go in, drag his hand. I said, "Sir, please, हो गया अभी, please, हो गया, नहीं करना है. एक और take. He would go on and on. So, and then that is the time I realized that I hope I get to do this again. And you know, then I got to do that again in The Lion King. And then in Lion King, I was working with him and Aryan, and it was so much fun, and I love Aryan, and I was like, अरे यार, Aryan, and I told Aryan, I said, Aryan, तेको तो hero बना के रहेंगे industry. You have to become a hero. So he's like, no, I'm not interested right now in acting and pursuing whatever. I want to direct, which he did. Which he did. So he wanted to write and direct. So his focus, अरे shit यार, then when will we get to do this again? And then do it again in Mufasa. So Mufasa, I had Shah Rukh sir, I had Aryan, and I had Abraham also. So
That's
hopefully
amazing.
next project in couple of years, maybe I'll do something with Abraham.
Yeah. But that's a great realization to have, that you're having so much fun while doing it. I think as writers, when we write so many scripts, a lot of them don't get released, don't get like put out. But this realization that you still need to have fun while writing, no matter what the product will be. That's a big realization.
The money and the fame and everything will come later, and it may come, it may not come. It's contingent on many things. It's on you to have fun every day of your life. It's not on others. And that's what I realized in Om Shanti Om. Maze karo yaar. So we had so many jokes, so many things happening every day on the set, even in the office, even in the post-production. We were just having a ball. And I realized that this is not a stress job. This industry, you make it stress. Most of the people make it a stress to work in this industry. But it's not really. It can be, of course, it is stressful, but it can still be joyful. You can still have your moments,
Because I like so well put, because the reason you're doing is to give joy to people, right? And again, if you're not having fun, how is it gonna work? Like it's
correct. You can't fake fun,
yeah.
You cannot. Fake fun is like fake milk ice cream. Or it's never tastes the same. Whatever you might do, it's not. No, fake meat is not meat. Tofu is not paneer. It's not. It's not. I'll die on that hill. Tofu is not paneer.
Not
Tofu
funny.
is not very, yes. Uh, so, okay, you've had fun while making this whole thing. You've written it, you've shot it. Now the film comes out.
Hmm.
Um, how was that like? Like, because so much love and appreciation was received for this film, continues to do so.
Yeah.
And how did your life change? How did your outlook to life change after that?
So actually, Om Shanti Om, I did not consciously be a part of the promotion so much. I
Hmm.
was out of it because I'm very. It's very strange. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in organized religion and gods and stuff like that. मगर फिर भी मैं थोड़ा अंधविश्वासी हूँ मतलब मेरे को लगता
Hmm.
है नजर लग जाएगी.
I know what you mean.
Which is
Yeah.
very
So
weird
Yeah.
funny.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could not. But the English में एक phrase है, don't tempt fate. So why to tempt fate? So I don't want to do that. So I said,
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't know. I just sit quietly and whatever I will not do. And in Happy New Year, I broke that jinx also. I said, no, yeah, it's your film. You should own it up. So
Hmm.
in Happy New Year promotions, I went with a lot of fans. I went to fan screenings. So I don't know, all across it. I went to Pune. I went to different cities and we did fan based activities because Shah Rukh sir and Deepika and everybody could not go everywhere. I went
Yeah.
with them
Hmm.
at the major promotional events also, whether we were
Hmm.
shooting for Tarak Mehta ka episode, whether we were going
Hmm.
for Kapil's episode. So I worked with Kapil's team to make that episode and
Hmm.
give them the pointers and all of that.
Hmm.
So I was fully involved. Happy New Year, I was fully involved in the promotions.
Hmm.
And it did very well. It took great opening and all of that. And I
Yeah.
have a marketing brain also, which was very good and we could really amplify.
Hmm.
But legacy wise, yes, Om Shanti Om promotions remain very key to our lives because I still remember Om Shanti Om. I was not too much a part of the promotion, but like music launch and
Hmm.
couple of things, premieres and all. I had gone obviously, and I still remember the music launch evening. It was nuts. It was in Sara Star, and we had so much fun and copious amounts of alcohol was consumed.
Like it
And it
should.
was,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a
anything.
celebration.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was such a joyful time. We knew we have a hit. Om Shanti Om,
Hmm.
even like before releasing, we knew. We knew. And Shahrukh sir had the whole film on his laptop. So while we were shooting, edit, okay, in those days, it was such a new thing. Now everybody can do it. But imagine
Uh,
this is 2006, 7.
yeah.
He
Hmm.
had like the edited version, newer edited version every day on his laptop. And anybody would come to visit him on the set. He will show it. He said, देख क्या picture बनाया हम लोगों ने. He showed couple of scenes and then Farah used to get like, Farah ma'am used to say, हाँ तुम पूरी picture दिखा दो. Release करनी पूरा laptop पे release हो गया picture. This is the first movie in the world which is being released on Shah Rukh's laptop. but Shah sir was so confident about it. We knew
Yeah.
that what we have made is fantastic.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
would show it to people and and it would just make us all very excited. And we knew that Om Shanti is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
But so now this hit happened. How did your life change? Like, were there more like offers that came in? Were like,
Yeah. After Om Shanti Om released, I became the most sought after, the biggest writer in uh, Mumbai. And I've seen Stardom as a writer, which very few writers will be able to see. It's
hmm.
crazy. I cannot tell you. And it took me a lot of time to get out of the weight of that stardom. Like
Hmm.
I would have actors, stars, superstars, big producers. They would be sending cakes and champagne to my house, and they would say, "Picture sign kar le." Yeah, they would just like. There was Diwali time, and I had stopped picking calls. I had stopped picking calls of people. And I still remember, Kumar Torani ji from Tips, he was trying to get in touch with me. I did not take his call 1, 2 times. And then I messaged him that, sorry, my phone is not good and I can't see who's calling. So I'm sorry, whoever this is, something of that sort, I sent
Oh.
a message. Then I stepped out for something and then I came back in the evening and my wife said there's some parcel that has come for you, and I opened the parcel. It was from Tips Kumar Thorani with best wishes, and I opened it and it was Nokia N95, the best
Yeah.
phone of that. And those days it cost
Yeah.
$36,000. Very like there was no iPhone. This was the pinnacle of
Yeah.
engineering
Yeah.
marvel. It was N95, great phone.
Yeah.
So I saw the phone and I said, "Arey, Kumar ji sent me a phone." So I put SIM card in that phone and I called him. I said, "Kumar ji, आपने phone भेज दिया मेरे को." So Kumar ji saying, "हाँ मयूर जी, वो मैं आपको हैप्पी दिवाली विश करना चाहता था, लेकिन आपका फोन लग नहीं रहा था। फिर मैंने आपका मैसेज देखा कि आपका फोन खराब हो गया, तो मैंने सोचा एक नया फोन भेज दूं, तो कम से कम आप मेरा फोन तो उठा लोगे." तो आई सेड, "अरे कुमार जी, मैं आपको बताना भूल गया, मेरी गाड़ी भी बहुत तंग कर रही है, गाड़ी मेरी ठीक से चल रही है, मुझे कहीं पानी की भी बहुत जरूरत है।" So Kumar ji started laughing and he's very sweet. He's telling
Yeah.
me, "अरे बेटा, मैं दे दूंगा तुमको, तुम मेरी पिक्चर कर लो." Trying to say is that Om Shanti Om before and after my life was exactly like how Om Kapoor's fortunes are different from Om Prakash Makhija. You know,
Yeah.
before Om Shanti Om released, I was Om Prakash Makhija, and after the film released, I became okay. And with becoming okay, also that little bit of hubris and little bit of, you think
Mm,
you're infallible and you can do anything. And then I
mm,
had a writer's
Yeah.
block, and then I had two flops, and
mm.
that then you learn that
Yeah.
मतलब भाई
Yeah.
साहब ये सब हिंदी में बहुत अच्छा वर्ड है, ये सब क्षणभंगुर है, ये सब this
Good.
will all go away.
Yeah.
What might be
Okay.
grounded
Yeah.
and go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. What made you come here? Just
Mm,
keep doing that. Don't
Yeah.
don't think that um you have done, like I was telling you earlier, that you add value to universe. That's your job.
mm,
And
mm,
how much of that value universe gives you back is what your destiny is. And again, I will keep using words like destiny and karma and all of that, and I don't believe in them. But having said that, there are certain machinations. Machinations. There are
mm,
certain machinations, whatever you call them.
mm,
There are some systems in place in this universe,
mm,
and I believe in them. I believe that there are
Yeah.
there are some systems, some protocols,
Hmm.
universe. I do believe in universe and the power of universe, and
mm,
because universe is purnamada purnamidam, you cannot take anything from the
Yeah.
universe and you cannot subtract. Universe remains whole.
mm,
So
Hmm.
everything that you do, so I don't believe in karma, but I do believe that if you create goodness, some of it
mm,
will come back to you in one way
mm.
or the other. It
Hmm.
does. I mean, and I'm not talking about
Hmm.
karma in sense of that after you die then punarjanam. I don't
Yeah.
believe in that, but I do believe that if you are positive, and then what happens is it's a practical thing, your dealings change with the
Yeah.
people
Mm,
start taking you in a different light, and
mm,
that's how it becomes helpful to you. So
mm,
I like, it's an operative principle for me that I
Hmm.
should go back to my original nascent, naive, innocent phase, with all the
mm.
wisdom and
Hmm.
all the knowledge that you and experience that you have gained, but never
Mm.
let those simple belief systems die. Be good,
Yeah.
be nice, be
Hmm.
professional, smell good, be clean. Basic things.
Yeah.
I talk about this
Yeah.
in the class also, that we forget
Yeah.
these things. It's very important, because if you're meeting someone, that person is going to that person has to decide whether they should spend more time with you or not.
Yeah.
If you are not
Hmm.
clean, smelling good, then they would probably not want to do that, right? And no
Yeah.
fault of how good your talent is. It's not about that. It's about how much care you take to present yourself, and you will bring
Hmm.
the same care and attention to the things that you do, right?
Yeah.
So
And also,
I
you have
Yeah.
to remember you're spending one more year with this person minimum, at
At
least.
that's what I was
minimum.
telling in the
Yeah.
class
Yeah.
also. Yes, that
Yeah.
person has to choose, that producer, director has to choose, that am I going to spend
Yeah.
1 year with this guy?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
then if somebody walks into my office with stinky socks, it's going to be a problem for a year, right? For a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter how talented that person is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we are human beings. Yeah, we
Yeah.
judge people on these small things, and we don't even know, these are subconscious decisions. These
Yeah.
in the back of their mind, they would be कि यार कुछ वो वाइब नहीं मिली, कुछ मजा नहीं आया, तो वाइब
Yeah.
में 50% आप कैसे दिख रहे हो, आप कितने how do you
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
yourself, what is unattractive when people are too good qualities become bad qualities, like
Yeah.
sometimes a person is like Sanjay sir, he was very honest and very Sanjay Gadvi sir, I've done so much work with him, and he was a
Mm,
very honest man, and
mm,
he never wanted to be a producer, he always wanted to only direct. These are
mm,
great qualities, that no, I will only direct. Producer
mm,
should make money. That's not my job. My job is to just direct. And a
mm,
lot of times he got
Hmm.
offers to produce, and he said, "Nahi, मैं producer नहीं हूँ."
mm,
Those kind of things. And he was very honest. But when he would have meetings with people, he would go to the offices and tell people that, "Look, I'm a very honest man."
mm.
What happens is that I used to tell him that, "Sir, you are right, but people don't like
Mm.
hearing." because
Yeah.
they think that you are insinuating that they are not honest.
Hmm.
They think that is their problem. They don't understand. They're stupid. I said, yeah, they're stupid, but we got to work in this industry. We have to work with this world, right? You cannot be like this. And we used to have many sweet fights, me and Sanjay sir. I said, sir, ऐसा मत करो यार. आप मीटिंग में जाके ऐसे क्यों बोल देते हो किसी को? अरे मैंने कुछ गलत बोला क्या? I said the right thing. I said, yes, you are right, but you should not say this thing. So what I'm saying is that your conduct, your basic simple things, even your right qualities, even your goodness can be in the way of your success.
Yeah.
You know, आपकी success में आपके अपनी goodness can be a something which is stopping you from becoming successful. So, and I'm not saying that become corrupt or become fake. I'm not saying that, but social. Be, understand. General principle is don't make anybody feel bad about anything.
Yeah.
That's the operative principle here. And the second operative principle, which is my philosophy of life, is that leave every room little better than when you had entered, how you found it. Just every room that you enter, whether it's a writer's room, leave it with 2 ideas, leave it with a laughter, leave it with something, or if you can't do anything, just bring cookies from home and leave that for people. Just do something, bring agarbatti and make the room nice smelling. Leave it in a better situation than you found. That's the thing. That's the operative principle in life. It will make everything better. So those are the things that you learn and pick up and sculpt your life around.
That's amazing, and this just goes to say, like, you've had such an amazing, illustrious career, and like these really learnings, like, really take you a long way. Like, of course, like you'd like you said, ki, like, talent is one way, but like the way you conduct is so important, because it's such a again such a everybody's a little bit walking on eggshells in the industry anyway, right? Like it's a hard industry
high
to
risk
navigate.
business.
Yeah.
By the way, it is perceived to be a high risk business, but actually it is not. Movies rarely flop.
Yeah.
I mean, if studio movies, they recover their money over long window, over 4-5 years from OTT, satellite, this, that. Nobody actually loses. वो पहले का ज़माना था जब लोग घर बेच के पिक्चर बनाते थे.
Yeah.
अब वो रहा. Regional movies, it still people lose money because लोग अभी भी पंजाब में, गुजरात में खेत बेच के प्रोड्यूसर बन गए. So they lose money sometimes, most of the times, but studio movies and the regular mainstream, nobody loses. They make shit movies and still they make money.
Yeah. It's a big narrative flaw which everybody's been told, and I feel like it discourages the industry completely. That, oh, we're losing money and we don't write like this, we don't write like that. So that
There's
becomes
a
a huge.
wonderful term called Hollywood accounting.
Yeah.
It can, if you go by Hollywood accounting, Titanic will be a flop.
Yeah.
And like Sholay will be a flop as per those moves. You know, if those accountants are given the account, they'll say, "कुछ नहीं कमाया इसमें, कुछ मिला ही नहीं." Vidhu Chopra has said in his interview that HMV did not give him any money after 1942 A Love Story. They said the music chala nahi picture ka.
What?
I don't know. Maybe HMV is right, but I don't know. But as per the accounts, when the movie released, the music did not actually make any money. So,
but the music of that movie is fabulous.
I can give you 1,000 stories like this. Every big studio does it. I don't want to name. Hollywood studios do it. All Hollywood studios, all big studio accounting I'm telling you, sometimes it's more creative than all of us put together.
Yeah. Ananya and I, like chartered accountants, that was our first qualification, so we know what you're talking about. I saw your one interview where you spoke about how when Farah came to you with Happy New Year, you told her that I'm not writing anymore. I don't know if I'll be able to write again, a movie again. Aisa kuch.
I was going through a very bad time in my life at that particular phase. Yeah, continue. You were contextualizing.
So in that moment, like that's a very relatable feeling with a lot of writers, because that happens with anytime you start a new project. First of all, that feeling is always there. I don't know how to write this. Like you would like, you seek the project, you chase it, And then when it happens, you're like, oh, now what do I do? How to start, how to like type words. But what you said was a little more deeper than that. And I want to unpack, if we can, that because a lot of writers now reach this stage early, because I feel like we're in this OTT cycle where we're writing extremely back to back so much.
Hmm.
And so like a little bit this feeling does come like, do I want to do this again or not? So can you tell us what was going
So
through
I'm never
with you?
worried about the scale of writing.
Yeah.
Writing every day is a part of my life since many years now, since
Yeah.
almost early high school. And I've been writing every single day of my life. I remember
Hmm.
I said in the class also, one of the early things that I say is that you are a writer only if you write every single day. You're a pilot if
Hmm.
you fly a plane every day. You know,
Hmm.
you're a carpenter if you make a table every day. Otherwise, you're not that. So
Hmm.
you can't call yourself a hobby writer or I write
Hmm.
on weekends. That's not, you're not
Hmm.
a writer if you write on
Yeah.
weekends. You write
Yeah.
every day, then you're a writer. So writing is a part of who I am and what I do. In those days when Paramam was planning to revive Happy New Year. What happened is between Om Shanti Om and Happy New Year also, there is a couple of years gap. 2007 is when Om Shanti Om came out.
Came out.
And 2008, I was too busy working on other films and other projects. I was traveling across the world. I was writing one film in Thailand, one film in London, and I was a jet-setting writer at that time. So I was very busy to get hold of. And then Farah ma'am was also, doing other things, and then she met Tis Marka, then Shirish met Joker, and she was busy with those projects and all, and I was busy. Then 2009, I got a film to direct, and then that project took me jet setting again. We went to Turkey, we went to Goa, we went everywhere. We shot big project. Things didn't work out, and it was a terrible blow to me. And that's what, you realize these things. I was saying that even if you are correct, even if you are right, you it can work against you,
Hmm.
and I could not understand at that time कि मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया, मैंने सब कुछ किया to the best of my knowledge and abilities, and I've really given everything to this project, and why is the producer behaving like this? What? And it was, I with all my logic I couldn't understand it. In retrospect, I can understand it. That film was never supposed to be made and released and become a hit. That film was designed to be a flop. Thankfully, I worked on the film for a considerable amount of time, but then we part ways. We had creative differences. I left the film, or they threw me out. Either ways, but the truth is that in the federation, in the whether it is IFTDA or whether it is the Federation of Filmcraft, the judgments were all in my favor. They had to uh, pay me, and I took my name out of the film because it was no more my film. And then they went ahead and they rewrote the script and they reshot the whole film, and then they released. This is what happened in 2009 10.
Hmm.
2010, after this whole case went on and they gave me the settlement money and whatever, I had that money, and I took it. It came from her Juhu office, and I was like, I told my wife, I don't want to take it to Goregaon, this money.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't want to take it home. I don't want this money. So
Hmm.
we stopped in Warsaw. We saw a nice bungalow and we rented it out for almost 2 years. And I created a space called Story Circus,
Hmm.
beautifully designed for children. I said, I'm sick of adults. I'm sick of grown-ups. Grown-ups have disappointed. I will work with kids. And Kamal ki baat hai, so that time my second son was about to be born in 2010 November. He's born. And we started Story Circus as a storytelling center, a puppetry studio for little kids, 3 to 10-year-olds. And for 2 years I did that. I used to sit with puppets and to tell them stories. Most noble thing to do, most beautiful thing, most happiest of moments of my life I've felt there with my kids and other kids also. And what happened is the word spread, and some of very good kids from very good families started coming there. Arshad Varsi's kids, Zeke and Zini, they were in my class. They used to come. Many industry kids. And Farah's three kids, because they were born when we were doing Om Shanti Om in 2007. This is 2011, 4 years old, you know. So Diva, Zara and Anya, they used to come. And Farah didn't know that I'm the Story Circus. She used to send her kids to one nice thing is there. So we should send the kids. But the maids and all, they saw me and they knew कि अरे ये तो मयूर sir हैं, whatever. So anyway, one of the days I was sitting there and Farah came to pick her kids herself. And she saw me and she said, "तू इधर क्या कर रहा है?" I said, ये मेरा है Story Circus. She said, "तू writer teacher कब बन गया?" I said, "ऐसा नहीं है मैम." She said, "Come home, have lunch, have lunch." So I went to her home and we had lunch the next day. And then she said, "What are you doing with your life? You're such a good writer." And I said, I don't think Bollywood is for me. And I have quit everything. And I'm very happy working with kids. Although I was losing money like a hole in a boat. It was sinking so badly. I was losing 1.5 lakh rupees a month at that point of time, 2011, 2010, 11. I lost 20 to 25 lakhs in that venture. You know, but I was happy. I said, okay, fine. Slowly and gradually people will understand what I'm, because metro was being constructed, so the place became little difficult to reach and all of that, so there were practical problems. But I said, metro ban jayega thode time mein, uske baad mein people will come and this place will really balloon and all. And look at Story Circus, it's very very big and very nice now. It's not at that space, but it has moved out of the space, and we are doing events and we are doing huge things, even by film being co-produced by Story Circus. So anyway, so then at that time, Farah ma'am told me that, no, listen, you remember my dream project, Happy New Year, which I wanted to do, and I'm going to write it now, and that's going to be my next film, because 30 mark ho gayi, Joker ho gayi, you were not with me, but I need you now. But I said, ma'am, I don't think that I can bring myself up to write. I'm so, the joy is not there. If there's no joy, you cannot create another Om Shanti Om. That will not happen. So I came back from her house. And in the next few hours, I got a call from Sajid Khan, her brother, and a very dear friend of mine. And he called and he abused the left, right, and center. He just went on and on. And he said, "Have you lost it? You come and you have lunch. You have food with you have lunch with me." I said, "I've just had lunch with Farah." He said, "Come tomorrow and have lunch." So I went to his house. I had lunch with him, and he convinced me. He said, "Mayur, Sajid's contribution to bring me back is huge. He convinced me. He said, you are a good writer. You are blessed. You are gifted. You don't know that if you don't write movies, and I know that you're not working for me. You're not writing my film, but you and Farah, you are a very good combination. And I know that you understand what is in her mind, and you bring it out the best. And she understands what you're trying to do. You are such a great writer director combination. The industry deserves to have more films from you. Do not rest your pen." तो आई से मैंने लिखना छोड़ दिया. He says, मैं बोल रहा हूँ तूने नहीं छोड़ा है. So call Farah right now and don't tell her that I have told you. Don't tell her. Just tell her that, okay, ma'am, I thought about it, but I'll come back. And then I called Farah, and Farah got very happy. Aja, let's work. And then the joy came back in my life, and like that, I had quit writing songs 4-5 years ago, and Preetham kept telling me, and Sachin Jacob, very dear friends of mine, because we did ABCD 2 huge films together, and their manager used to call me every 3 months, Romil, and he used to say, "Mayur bhai, mood hai?" मैं बोला, नहीं, mood नहीं है, नहीं लिखना है. So I did not write for 5 years, and then last year, Himesh bhai called me just out of the blue, and he said, "और भाई आ जाओ ना घर पे, एक गाने पे काम करना." मैंने कहा, "हिमेश भाई, मैंने गाने लिखना छोड़ दिया है." He said, "नहीं छोड़ा है." I said, "मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैंने छोड़ दिया है." He said, "मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपने नहीं छोड़ा है, आप आ जाओ." मैंने कहा, "मैंने 5 साल से गाना नहीं लिखा है." "अरे कुछ नहीं होता है, ये तो तैरने जैसा है, एक बार आ गया तो थोड़ी भूल जाते हैं." वैसे गाना आप गाना लिखना थोड़ी भूल, कैसी बात कर रहे हो आप? You cannot come. So to bring me back as a lyricist, it is Himesh, and to bring me back as a writer, it was Sajid. It takes too many people for a Mayur Puri to operate. It's universe conspiring. It's not me having a career. It's just the universe wants me to write. That I don't deserve any credit for being a writer. These people, actually, my friends and my family, and they deserve the credit to push me. I'm the most unwilling writer. My first instinct is "Kahe ko karna hai kaam." I really believe that people around you make you who you are. Man is known by
they
the
make you or break you.
Yeah, they make you or break you. So cut off people who are negative. Cut off people who are hair gholohing in your life. निकाल दो उनको अपनी जिंदगी से. Keep positive people, keep happy people who believe in you, people who empower you, people who do not believe in you who you are, but people who believe in your potential. Yeah, people who believe in that you are capable of great things. Keep them around. They'll push you. You don't need people. You don't need yes men. You don't need people who are like, "Oh, why do great?" You need people who, like, see Pappu. In Om Shanti Om, in the first scene, he says, "क्या रे तू हीरो बनेगा ना, grace है,
हाँ.
face है." So he is believing, but at the
Yeah.
same time, पर एक चीज है जो तेरे को हीरो बनने से रोक रही है. बोलते हैं, क्या तेरा
नाम.
नाम?
There are
ये क्या नाम है? ओम प्रकाश.
Yeah.
Also, you know,
Yeah.
he's a critic also. Papu is also a
Yeah.
critic. You know,
Yeah.
you need that. You need those friends. You need friends, undying love and attention, but at the same time, who will not be afraid to tell you what you should do.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
I want to ask one last question,
Yeah.
and I want to end this on a very whimsical note. That where do you think Om Kapoor is right now in his life? You know, it's been like Om Prakash Makijato has no more there. Like he's
Yeah.
there in his spirit. And where do you think, what is Om Kapoor doing right now? Do you think he would have gone to these protests?
I think Om Kapoor is making Pathan and Jawan and King, and he's still not retired, and he's an older actor, mature actor, but he's still bringing entertainment to people, and he's
Yeah.
still bringing the best of the cinema that he can. He's
Yeah.
making these really big movies which are competing with Hollywood in VFX and competing. He's trying to make Indian cinema global, and he doesn't need a Mukesh Mehra to do it anymore. He does it on
Yeah.
his own. He has his own distribution. He
Yeah.
has his own biggest VFX studio, and he is really trying to make Indian industry what you would expect a person of that stature to do. And he's still
Yeah.
working very hard, and he's still one of the most hardworking actors possible. He's
Yeah.
exactly what you would expect him to mature and grow up to be. And Sandy is a big part of his life.
That's
And they have
amazing.
2 or 3 beautiful, wonderful children.
because Om Kapoor, after he realizes that what his past life was, like that's such a refreshing take to like now you're privileged, but you also remember your struggles. Like that's
Yeah.
a rare combination to have in a person, you know.
Yeah. That's the arc, Om Kapoor has a better arc than Om Prakash Makhija.
Yeah.
Shanti Om.
Yeah.
So the thing is that most of the people believe it to be one person. Om Kapoor and Om Prakash Makhija, but they're two different people. Om Prakash Makhija does not have a big arc, and Om Kapoor has a big arc, transformation, and things but what the Western style of writing expects out of us, it happens there. In Indian Sanskrit plays also, characters don't have big arcs. They have big moments, but they don't have big arcs. What is the arc of Ram? What is the arc of Ramji? He's good and nice from the day one until the end. Change. There's no big realization or anything. He's Avatar. He knows everything. He's great. But in Western stories, if you see Odysseus, he has an arc.
Yeah.
He goes into the world with hubris and ego and this and that, and tries to be over smart and clever. And at the end of the journey, he realizes that he should be back home and whatever. So I'm saying this is very Western style of writing. So actually, Om Shanti Om is 2 styles of writing also. First half is very Indian, and the second half is very Western style of writing.
No wonder it just works wonderfully.
Mm.
I'm really glad that you could come and like talk about it, and like you spoke such nice and like shared such amazing details and stories with us. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mayur.
Thank you. It was great fun
Absolutely.
talking
Thank
to you,
you
Akshay
so
and
much.
Ananya. It was fun,
Thank
pleasure,
you.
and 25 साल बाद वापस करेंगे.
Hi again, bestie. I hope you had a great time listening to Mayur the way we did. I feel like I could properly visualize what those early era of working as a writer in Bollywood was in the early 2000s. And Mayur spoke to us with such openness, with such honesty. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much for doing that. Let us know your thoughts. What did you think? Do you like this format? Would you like us to have more guests? Every thought, every like जो भी आपके मन में, please हमें बताओ. Next week we're breaking down the film छिछोरे. हो सके तो movie देख लो before episode comes out so that you're at the same speed with us. And you know the drill. Like, share, subscribe. And if you have any questions, suggestions, any thoughts, or if you want to just chat with us, every way is possible. You can comment on our videos, you can DM us on Instagram, and you can write to us on our emails. So, yeah, that is it. See you next Thursday. Bye.